Make note of this. We spend a lot of time in our firm working with entrepreneurs and helping them understand how to build their businesses. And the first thing we're trying to focus our time and attention on is how do you build a business model? Now here's the thing. I'm about to share a few things that you will look at them and go, oh yes, but I know this. The test is not whether or not you know. The test is, do you do what you know? So you can know, and that's fine, but are you doing the things you know to do? So the first element of building a business model is you need to do client segmentation. In our firm, we use a model of doing business models. Don't mind Harrison. He's doing the thing I told you about earlier, making sure that I'm refilled with my cup of coffee. See? Bing bang. Any of you here who run businesses, have you done actual client segmentation? I love this, Anthony. I ask people, have you done client segmentation? They go, yes, I've done it. Then I say, show it to me. It says, my clients are all in Kampala. Oh, shit. That's what client segmentation. Here's how you know when you've accurately segmented a client. Here's how you know it. If you can describe the needs and wants of that client at 3 o'clock in the morning. So we use this in our firm. We call it the 3 a.m. test. I can tell you about a follower, for instance, of Vusi on social media at 3 a.m. in the morning. I know who they are, I know how they think, I know what kind of material they like to consume, I know even where they like to consume that material because we've done adequate segmenting of our clients. So spend time doing client segmentation. Some questions that you can ask yourself. Where are they? Second question you should ask yourself. What single pain do they have? Third question. How much are they willing to pay to alleviate that pain? These are simple questions, but when you begin to answer them, you begin to understand what are the segmentations of your client. So that's the first thing. Second is for that client, what's going to be the value proposition? So I know who you are. What am I going to offer you for value? And how am I going to offer it to you for value? Third is how am I going to reach you? Distribution channels. These 3 elements alone should focus you and your time on who, what, where. I'm willing to bet that 80% of us in this room probably haven't done this exercise. I'm willing to bet. This, of course, precludes those of us who work in large corporates, because in large corporates you've got marketing departments and business development who spend their time doing this. But for most of us who run our businesses, you're so busy running the business and selling your products, you haven't actually thought about the accurate client segmentation. I just had a meeting today with a young lady who operates here in Uganda. She reached out to my team. And so what I like to do when I travel into countries, I like to spend some time talking to entrepreneurs operating in that space, because I can read the McKinsey reports that tell me about your country, but when I talk to somebody and look into the white of their eyes, I actually begin to understand what's happening in the environment. She's in a waste management business. I can't tell you more, obviously, for disclosure reasons, but she's in a waste management business. And she was telling me about her business and how long she's been running her business and who her client segmentation is. And then I said to her, so when you say you sell to procurement, who in procurement do you sell to? Do you sell to the head of procurement? Do you sell to the procurement department? Or do you sell to the person who's assisting the head of procurement? Who do you sell to? When you go and meet your clients, who do you talk to? Is it the decision maker or the division head? I'll give you another example. Think about it this way. If I run this entire establishment and all of you here have waters that you are drinking, there is somebody who works in this establishment whose job it is to buy that water. That's how it landed on your table. So, if I were to want to sell my water to Serena Hotels, do I go and talk to the person in procurement who buys the water, or do I go and talk to James, who's the general manager? Who makes the decision? Now, what a lot of us do is you immediately go to Anthony because he runs the bank. You look to James because he runs the hotel, not knowing that the person who runs the institution probably doesn't make buying decisions. Doing accurate client segmentation must be so specific that you know exactly who makes the buying decisions. I'll give you guys another example. I'm cognizant about time. Check this out. I'm a dad. I'm a father of 3 unbelievable kids that I know about. No, you must always qualify. We don't know all. But I'm a father of 3 unbelievable kids. My oldest, Vusi, is 14 and he's my height. to see this kid. He plays junior NBA. He is incredibly athletic. I must tell you, unbelievably athletic. So what I do now is I play ball with him and we shoot some ball and hoops in front of the house. And at the beginning of the year, I could keep up with it. We play a little bit of ball. We play like 30 minutes. He's become so fit that his six-pack has a six-pack. So now we start trying to play ball, and I'm realizing this boy is he's not just fit, but he's running circles around me. Now here was the thing. When he was younger, he could run circles. If you try to run circles around me, I use the size of my body and I dominate him. Just do this and he can't get around me. Now he's my height. He's got a wingspan, my wingspan. That changes the dynamics of the game. So here's what I do now. When we start playing a game, I used to first play defense. Now I'll play attack and he goes on defense. Boom, boom, boom. I get 1, 2, 3 hoops in. Once I'm done, I go, pull my hamstring. Hamstring injury, game over, I win. My youngest, Ngobi, is 7. I just turned 7. And I'm told by my kids that I'm the most biased to him. I don't agree, but what do I know? Now, between my youngest, Ngobi, and my daughter, Amashe, who, don't tell her I told you this, can get anything she wants out of dad. This is a true story. She just goes, Dad, and I go, yes, yes, whatever you want, yes. Dad will buy you a yacht, absolutely no problem. So my youngest, Ngobi, loves fast food. It's a real problem, and it's my fault, because when he was younger, he would ask for fast food all the time, and I just let him have it. So when we're on the drive home, we go past various fast food joints. We go past the Burger King, go past the KFC, go past the McDonald's. There is a plethora of brands. Which one does he choose? He constantly chooses the McDonald's. Why? Because they have a kiddies meal, which has a toy. Think about what I just said to you. McDonald's understood that the access to my wallet was through my son. So they didn't market their products to me. They didn't even market a burger to me. They marketed a toy to my 7-year-old. Client segmentation. You get it? If you don't get it, care about it. Oh, care about it. Then the next element you want to know is, how do you do customer relationships? Customer relationships. Entrepreneurs in the room, can I get a sense of the room? How many of you here have a CRM system that you're running in your business? Big problem. By the way, WhatsApp is not a CRM system. An actual CRM system. When you leave here, go to zoho.com. I constantly recommend Zoho. The head of Zoho in Africa is a friend of mine. They do a 30-day trial where you can trial their CRM system to actually use it. You have to make sure every single client, customer, purchase, and contact detail is not just sitting on your phone. It's got to sit on a system. All of these help you with the customer and how to make money from them. But a business model is not a revenue model. So what makes a business model is not just where the money comes from, but also where the money goes. So what are the items of expenditure you should think about? First, each of these customers, from a value proposition perspective, must make you actual money, revenue streams. But for every single revenue stream, there is a client-facing process. And for every single client-facing process, there is a cost associated with that. Novice entrepreneurs spend all of their time talking about where the revenue is going to come from. They spend very little time talking about how they're going to deliver that revenue, and almost no time talking about what is going to cost to deliver that revenue. This is true even for content creators, because your time is worth something. Your time is worth something. If you just get these steps right, and you actually take the time and you go through them intentionally, you can build a business model. You can build a business model. When we're done, I'm going to give you guys a QR code that if you scan it, will take you to a questionnaire that you can run through all of these 7 parameters. It's 49 questions, 7 questions per section, and it's all of these 7 parameters, and at the end of it, it'll deliver for you your own business model. Then you actually do the work. So that's why I said, didn't come to impress, came to teach. So we want to be able to understand that scaling a business is a multifaceted thing. Here are 4 things you need to think about when you're scaling a business. First, whose job is it to ensure that the quality of focus is in the place, that the processes deliver that quality of focus, and that's internal. And external is whose job is it to ensure you build your team as well as you expand your markets. Let's get into that a little bit. We did some work in the firm to understand how many clients have actually scaled their business. And not just how many have scaled their business, but in addition to this, where do clients get stuck? And I'll show you very quickly. The first place clients get stuck in scaling their business is synthesizing their operations. Don't worry, I'll explain, and I will give you the templates and tools. Synthesizing their operations is simply this. It's writing the score for that performance article of music that you saw earlier. So, I want to find the right way to say this. Today, here at the hotel, there was a young lady that came to my room. Not like that. But there was a young lady that came to my room and rang the doorbell circa 7 a.m. What do you think she was there for? Housekeeping. Why did she come at 7 a.m., not 11 a.m.? Why did she come at 7 a.m., not 4 a.m.? Because that's the rule. Somebody wrote down the rule that you do the rounds from 7 a.m. onwards. Any of you here who've ever been admitted to a hospital will know that every morning in the hospitals, in South Africa at circa 7 a.m., it might be different here, but every morning at around 7 a.m., the doctors walk the wards and check on their patients. How does that happen in every single hospital, everywhere in the world? It's because those who run hospitals have written rules about how a hospital runs. They have synthesized their operations. So the question I'm asking you is, how many of you have taken the time to write the rules about how your business runs? Forget teaching someone how to do it. Just write it down, even for yourself. How does it run? Second, 43% of entrepreneurs implement growth drivers. Most businesses have 3 things that if you did them, you'd double your business. Think about what I just said here for a second. All of us here have a to-do list of 100 things. I'm willing to bet that there are 3 things that if you did them, you'd double your business. 3. But there's a to-do list of 100 things. So why do you have a to-do list of 100 things when 3 things are the real growth drivers? It's because not everything that is a to-do list is going to drive growth. So your job when you're building and scaling a business is to figure out what are the things that are going to drive growth. In fact, I am a master at this. I have mastered not doing work. Work is not my joy. Growth is my joy. Work is what I pay people to do. You wanted a job so you can work, I give you the work. My job is growth. 3 things. If you did them, your business would double. I'll use our business again as a good example. One of the things that we know that when we do, our revenue grows is if we publish something. So if I publish an article, publish a newsletter, or write a book. If I write a book, my revenue grows. We estimate by anywhere between 80 and 94%. All I've got to do is write a book. So I get to work every day. HR wants to see me, marketing wants to see me, finance wants to see me, then those people in internal audit want to see me, then a protocol wants to see me, then so-and-so wants to see me. All of this is my to-do, but it's not going to help me write a book. Do you understand? So my job is to make sure that the machine can run and these people know what to do, so I can go and focus my time on doing the work that's going to grow the business. I'm asking you in this question, in this room, how many of you here are doing the work that grows the business? Not the work that needs to be done. Please, don't misunderstand me. There's work that has to get done. Then there's work that grows the business. These are not the same things. Now, if you don't get the work that needs to get done, your business will die. But if you don't do the work that grows the business, your business will also die. So what a lot of us do is you start a business, you get 2 or 3 customers, now you are there, you are a customer service agent now. You are now servicing the customers rather than empowering people so that you can go and look for more customers. I can't tell you how important this is, especially for those of you in the room who are technical. Engineers, architects, accountants, lawyers, even the writers, the bloggers, the journalists. So many of us are guilty of this. The content creators are the worst at this. You create the content, then you're sitting there editing this thing yourself. You can't be serious. I have never created 1 second of content. Never. This is a true story. I've never picked up my phone and said I'm creating content. I've never done it. And I will never do it. There are people who are paid to do that. Then there are people who are paid to edit it. And then there are people who are paid to publish it. And then there are people who are paid to manage the comments once it's been published. It's not my job, it's work. So, I'm simply making the point that in the job you're doing every day, just ask yourself the question, is this going to grow the business or just deliver the business? I'm cognizant of time. Third, build on insights. I wish I had more time to spend on this, but I don't. Build your business on insights, not